If I'm gonna die or ever be a sacrifice, I want to make sure that my life made at least 5 million kids.
Years after his murder, X was allegedly spotted chilling near his Parkland mansion, vibing at the Super Bowl, and walking around Florida like he never left. These sightings looked way too real to ignore, making people wonder if he might still be out there somewhere. Our first claimed sighting drops us near the Bermuda Triangle in August 2018, just months after XXXTentacion's official death. Word started spreading that X got found alive by local authorities, supposedly hiding in the Caribbean waters near that mysterious zone. Fans were still hurting, so any small rumor felt huge. The tale said X pulled off some secret escape plan, slipping into Bermuda to dodge legal issues and old drama waiting back home. Some versions even had him living quiet on a boat or chilling on a small island far from cameras. People connected it to his 2017 stunt where he staged a fake hanging, making believers think he might have pulled another unpredictable move. But here's the twist. The rumor came from social media trolls on X, back when it was still Twitter. One viral post showed what looked like a CNN headline saying rapper XXXTentacion found alive off coast of Bermuda. But when fans clicked the link, they got an ad for home appliances, followed by a random comedy skit instead. The whole thing turned out to be straight-up trolling, built to mess with grieving fans just to rack up clicks. There was zero real evidence, no word from Bermuda officials, no verified pics or videos, and nothing from his family or estate. Still, the rumor spread fast through the streets and all over the internet. People online started linking X's supposed survival to bigger conspiracy theories, kind of like the ones about Tupac, making some believe he faked his death and slid off to Cuba. Folks began pointing at so-called gaps in the official story, like the lack of visible blood in leaked crime scene footage, claiming it all looked staged. The rumor eventually faded once more solid details from the murder trial came out, but it stuck with the community and showed how the internet shapes grief today. The Bermuda story had fans imagining private islands, but the next alleged sighting hid way closer to home, a secret Super Bowl appearance in disguise. Jump to February 2019, and whispers started claiming XXXTentacion got spotted alive at Super Bowl L53 in Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium. This was a whole different vibe from them hideaway theories. Believers said blurry crowd shots showed X somewhere in the stands, maybe with a hoodie or fitted cap pulled low, blending in with 75,000 people. Some claimed he chose the Super Bowl because he loved football and even supported youth sports when he was alive. Others said he might have been there to link with industry folks on the low, especially since his album Skins had just dropped around that time. This sighting went wild online, spreading fast across social media with posts blowing up from February to July 2019. Reddit, especially the r/XXXTentacion thread, was flooded with debates. One thread straight up called it clickbait, with users urging everyone to report the misleading posts for breaking guidelines. Comment sections turned into full-on battles. Hopeful fans were saying things like, "This giving me chills, maybe he really out there," while skeptics fired back, calling it nothing more than wishful thinking from people struggling to accept his loss. And the facts didn't help. No security reports from the event, no clear footage showing his iconic face tats, and not a single eyewitness out of the 75,000 people there. The rumor kept spinning in conspiracy circles for months. Experts stepped in saying folks were experiencing pareidolia, basically seeing familiar faces in blurry, crowded footage. It became a perfect example of how viral misinformation hits fan communities where emotional fans become targets for clout chasers. The Super Bowl theory had people convinced X was hiding in plain sight among thousands, but the next supposed sighting claimed he went full ghost mode, disappearing to a place even more remote. Isolated island drone discovery. Around 2020, right in the middle of the COVID pandemic, when everyone was glued to screens, a new claim surfaced. High-definition drone footage allegedly captured XXXTentacion living low-key on some unnamed remote island. People said it was somewhere in the Caribbean or Pacific, far from his Florida roots. The story was super layered. Believers claimed X had planned an entire escape to this hidden island to dodge legal trouble, including the serious domestic violence charges from 2016, and to get away from the spotlight and any threats from ops in the rap scene. The story painted him like some modern-day hermit, pulling straight from the vibe of his own introspective bars about mental health and craving peace. His album 17 showed how real he was about feeling alienated and wanting to disappear from the spotlight, so fans ran with the idea hard. People who believed this theory imagined him living totally off-grid, keeping life simple, maybe even cooking up beats in a tiny DIY studio on that island. The so-called drone footage became proof that he was alive and chilling 2 years after his reported death. The rumor's roots trace back to social media threads that started popping off in mid-2020, right when drone clips and found footage videos were taking over. Folks were sharing aerial shots of some figure who looked like him, the height, them signature dreads, and even what looked like familiar tats. These videos would zoom in dramatically on blurred shadows or faraway silhouettes, making viewers think they were seeing something real. The pandemic made everything hit even harder. Millions stuck at home were diving into conspiracy rabbit holes, comparing this situation to stories about Elvis Presley's alleged island escapes or claims that Michael Jackson traveled the world after his death. People were ready to believe anything that felt mysterious or dramatic. But even with all the hype, no real drone footage ever surfaced. Everything circulating turned out to be edited clips or recycled stock shots with filters slapped on top. His family eventually shut down the rumors during interviews around his posthumous releases, explaining how painful these theories were and asking fans to honor him respectfully. Those remote island claims had X living like a castaway, completely off the map. But the next alleged sighting flipped the script all the way. This one suggested he was actually stepping back into public life in the boldest way yet, right there on live TV, caught on live television broadcast. September 2020 brought one of the wildest claims of all time, that XXXTentacion had been spotted on a real-time TV broadcast. The idea that he'd show up on national television after everything had people losing their minds instantly. This claim suggested he wasn't just surviving in secret, he might have been stepping straight into public spaces, maybe even recklessly, risking getting exposed on national TV 2 years after his murder. This sighting focused on supposed appearances in the background of different live broadcasts, everything from major news segments to daytime talk shows and entertainment programs. Eagle-eyed viewers swore they saw someone who looked just like him slip into frame. People pushing this theory argued hard that his death had been part of some carefully planned setup. They said it helped him break out of the dangerous cycles hitting hip-hop, or maybe set the stage for a massive comeback with maximum shock value. Some even pointed back to his 2017 fake death stunt on Instagram, saying he already proved he knew how to stir things up. The timing made it even wilder, since it lined up with a wave of posthumous releases, including big features with major names like Lil Wayne. That had fans convinced he might have been secretly running his whole operation from the shadows. Social media went off, with creators dissecting every second of footage, from CNN reports to MTV specials. They zoomed in on blurry background figures, enhanced grainy shots, and circled random silhouettes like they found hidden treasure. One version that went viral claimed he popped up during a live broadcast in Florida, right near the spot where his shooting happened. That twist added heavy irony and sparked theories that he was somehow sending coded messages or playing mind games with the world. What made this rumor so addictive was how easy it felt. Anybody chilling at home watching TV could think they spotted him. It tapped straight into pareidolia, where grieving fans start seeing familiar faces in total strangers, all because they want the person back so badly. Just like the countless post-death sightings tied to other cultural legends, this one fell apart fast once video experts stepped in. They broke down the so-called proof and exposed it as edited clips or simple mix-ups with lookalikes. No TV network ever backed the claims or said anyone mysterious appeared on their shows. The live TV rumor made it seem like X was playing games with the media, but the next claim pulled everything right back home: Florida. Hiding in plain sight in Florida? January 2021 reopened old conversations with fresh whispers that XXXTentacion was spotted somewhere in the Miami area, the place where his roots ran deep. This sighting became part of a non-stop wave of conspiracy theories that refused to fade, even 3 full years after his confirmed death in June 2018. This rumor didn't paint him as a castaway or global fugitive. It showed him living low-key and regular. People imagined him tucked away on a quiet block or laying low in a rented spot on the outskirts of Miami-Dade, blending in with everyday life so smoothly that nobody would question him. Fans and hardcore theorists said he chose Florida on purpose because it was familiar. He was born in Plantation and spent most of his come-up in Broward County with major time in Parkland after blowing up. Staying in Florida made sense. Close to family, close to the people who mattered, and far from the international attention that wild escape rumors like Bermuda would bring. According to the narrative, he supposedly wanted out from the chaos of his rising career, the conflicts with other artists, and the ongoing legal issues tied to the serious domestic violence allegations that were still unresolved at the time of his passing. People use that to explain why he'd disappear but stay close to home. This rumor picked up steam thanks to a mix of leaked photos and anonymous posts that started dropping in early January 2021. And with the world still locked down during COVID, everybody was online non-stop, scrolling deep into conspiracy threads and giving these claims way more attention than they might have gotten any other year. Blurry, low-quality photos started flying around Instagram and Reddit, supposedly showing someone who looked just like X. Same kind of dreads, same build, and what looked like hints of his signature tats. All of it captured from far away in some random Florida suburb. These pics always came with dramatic captions claiming they were snapped by a reliable source or a fan who just happened to be in the perfect spot at the perfect time. People even pointed out that he was wearing a face mask, which fit the pandemic era and made it easier for a supposed double to stay hidden. The emotional pull behind this Florida hiding theory hit fans hard. Many weren't ready to let go, and X's music had always been raw, honest, and heavy, full of pain, healing, and isolation. His posthumous albums created an even deeper bond, so imagining him alive somewhere familiar felt comforting during all the chaos of 2021. It gave people something to hold on to. But the whole sighting got debunked fast. No credible media outlet or law enforcement source backed the photos, and image experts broke them down as edited composites or shots of random lookalikes. Still, the idea of X hiding near home had fans hooked, until the next rumor took things to a whole new level. Fan encounter near his former home. June 2024 dropped one of the most emotional and dramatic alleged sightings yet. Claims that XXXTentacion was spotted near his old crib in Florida, not just hiding, but actually interacting with fans 6 full years after his tragic murder. This twist added a new layer to the legend, suggesting he wasn't only alive, but bold enough to step back into the world and connect with people 6 full years after his This rumor came from supposed eyewitness stories and short video clips that fans claimed showed him walking casually along a quiet street right by his former Parkland home. That's the same place he lived during the months leading up to his passing. According to believers, he was keeping it calm and low-key, but still gave quick nods or small acknowledgments to fans driving by in their whips, enough to send the internet into a frenzy. Descriptions of the encounter switched up from person to person, but most versions shared the same vivid details. Folks claimed he was dressed in chill, comfy gear, an oversized hoodie, fitted jeans, and tats showing on his arms and neck. Witnesses said his vibe matched the personality everyone remembered, laid back but intense, giving quick waves or nods while excited fans yelled his name or blasted his emotional tracks from their car speakers. Theorists ran with this big time, saying it proved he was living somewhere nearby, maybe staying in a property quietly handled by his estate. They believed he wanted to reconnect with his roots and the fans who held him down, especially with all the archival releases and anniversaries keeping his legacy alive. This sighting exploded across TikTok, going insanely viral starting around June 12, 2024, just days before the June 18th anniversary of his 2018 passing. The timing made everything feel even more emotional online. Clips with dramatic titles showed grainy but convincing footage of someone who looked like him strolling outside, while fans in a car reacted like they couldn't believe their eyes, honking, shouting, and yelling things like LLJ, which stands for Long Live Jase, a phrase used deeply by his supporters. The fact that it supposedly happened right near his old Parkland home made believers even more confident. That area was tied to so much of his story, his tough upbringing, his rise, and his community work in Broward County before his death. For fans, seeing someone who resembled him in that exact neighborhood felt way too meaningful to brush off. But once people dug deeper, major problems showed up fast. Many of the viral clips turned out to be reused footage from June 12, 2018, literally just days before he passed, re-uploaded and falsely labeled as new. Other videos featured impersonators taking part in tribute events for the anniversary, not the real rapper. Even though the content pulled millions of views, none of it held up under real investigation. Home encounters made it feel like fans were spotting him up close, but this next alleged appearance pushed things straight back into his element, the music world, backstage at a 2024 concert. The year 2024 dropped yet another wild twist. Rumors claiming XXXTentacion was seen at a concert, either backstage in restricted areas or blending into the crowd at a hip-hop show. This theory suggested he didn't just survive his 2018 murder, he was boldly stepping back into the scene that defined his entire legacy. Most versions put him in major hip-hop cities like Los Angeles, a place with deep rap history where he once performed during his explosive revenge tour in 2017. To believers, that detail made everything feel legit. They said he could easily slip into a packed venue unnoticed. Dim lights, huge crowds, and people distracted by the energy of the show. Eyewitness-style descriptions always circled around the same details. People claimed they saw a mysterious figure with his iconic colorful dreads tucked under a low-fitted cap or beanie, quick flashes of familiar face tats caught in strobing stage lights, and a slim figure moving with that same confident swagger fans recognized from old concert clips. The vibe matched what people remembered, making the claims hit harder. Theorists insisted this sighting lined up perfectly with his real-life history of surprise pull-ups and random fan moments, like that chaotic 2017 Miami event that turned into a full riot. They argued he might have staged his death to escape rising fame pressure, unresolved legal trouble, including those witness tampering accusations, and tense situations in the industry after the massive blow-up of Look at Me in 2017. The rumor gained serious traction thanks to TikTok trends blowing up through mid-2024. And since it all peaked around June 18th, the anniversary of his death, emotions were already running high. Memorial events, tribute concerts, and reposted clips brought his name flooding back into everyone's feeds, making the supposed concert sighting feel like a powerful, dramatic comeback moment for fans craving any sign that he might still be alive.
Viral TikToks started dropping slick compilations where fans stitched together clips from different concerts, zooming dramatically into the crowd with bright red arrows pointing at anyone who looked even slightly suspicious. These videos were edited with remixes of his biggest tracks, the emotional sad or the soft changes, crafted to spark heavy nostalgia and ignite desperate hope that maybe he was still out here. A lot of these posts even mentioned real events like the XXXTentacion Memorial Concert on June 18, 2024 at the 1720 venue in Los Angeles, where hundreds of supporters pulled up for a charitable water drive in his honor. The setting made the claims feel believable to fans who already missed him deeply. But when investigators and event organizers stepped in, everything fell apart. The supposed sightings turned out to be lookalikes caught at the wrong angle or recycled clips from his actual 2017 performances. There were zero verified reports from staff or security saying anyone resembling him showed up. The whole thing was another viral misunderstanding. Concert sightings symbolically brought him back to the stage, but the next rumor went way further, suggesting he never left his home turf at all. The shocking mansion encounter. April 2025 introduced what many fans saw as the most personal alleged sighting ever, the so-called mansion encounter. This rumor claimed XXXTentacion was spotted either inside or right outside a house in a quiet suburban area, possibly his former Parkland mansion or a similar place somewhere in Florida. Witnesses said they caught glimpses of him through a window or saw him briefly at the front door, turning the theory into something extremely intimate and almost voyeur-style. A full 7 years after his confirmed passing, this claim painted him as living a quiet, deliberately hidden life, almost like a modern hermit, tucked away inside the same mansion he bought in 2018 for around $1.4 million. That home was supposed to be his symbol of stability and peace during a career filled with chaos, arrests, and nonstop pressure, so believers said it made perfect sense he'd return to a place that once brought him calm. He had been dealing with ongoing legal trouble and heavy public pressure before he passed, so eyewitness stories online hit hard when they described someone inside the house who looked exactly like him. Tattooed arms, signature dreads tied back, and a calm vibe that matched everything fans remembered. People claimed they saw him doing regular day-to-day stuff like cooking in the kitchen or gaming in what looked like a personal setup. It reminded fans of his old vlogs where he shared pieces of his home life and connected deeply with his supporters. Believers pushed the idea that this mansion encounter was the ultimate proof he had staged his disappearance to settle his issues quietly, including those serious allegations from 2016 that had followed him nonstop. They argued he wanted peace, not chaos, and that his estate could handle everything publicly while he lived in total privacy. They even tied the rumor to the 2025 release of the Juice WRLD remix of Who, Mind in Awe, saying the timing showed he was still running things behind the scenes. The rumor exploded on TikTok and Reddit throughout early April 2025, right when conversations about his old house were already trending again. People were revisiting his architecture videos, house tours, and legacy discussions as anniversaries rolled in. That made the mansion story spread even faster. Creators posted dramatic clips telling cinematic tales of drive-by sightings or catching glimpses through windows with captions like "Shocking Encounter, XXXTentacion alive in his old house." Some videos even used polished narration or AI-enhanced images that made everything look eerily believable. A Reddit post from February 2025 had sparked fresh curiosity by asking who currently lived in his Parkland mansion, with some users saying his aunt might still stay there. By the time April came around, that simple question snowballed into wild claims about spotting him during supposed family visits or walking casually around the neighborhood. Suddenly, the house wasn't just part of his history, it became the core of a full-blown legend for everyone convinced he was still alive.
The mansion was often described in articles as his final sanctuary, a calm space with a sleek gaming room and a beautiful pool that symbolized how badly he wanted peace before the tragic shooting. But despite all the emotional weight behind the rumors, the claim was ultimately shut down. Investigators called it AI-generated content or simple misreadings, and no credible sources ever backed it. His family firmly denied anything like that ever happened. The mansion encounter had fans imagining him living a quiet home life in hiding, but the next alleged sighting placed him somewhere way louder, courtside at the NBA Finals. Courtside at the NBA Finals, June 2025, delivered one of the most high-profile claims yet. People said XXXTentacion was spotted alive at the NBA Finals, giving the conspiracy a full-on celebrity sports crossover twist. This rumor centered on the championship showdown between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers, a series that ended in a dramatic Game 7 finish on June 19, 2025. The Thunder locked in their first championship since leaving Seattle, making the moment legendary. Fans and theorists claim that blurry videos and grainy arena photos from Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis or Paycom Center in Oklahoma City showed someone who looked just like him. The figure was supposedly wearing a hoodie, dark shades, and a face mask, blending in with 20,000 hyped spectators. Some clips even showed this mystery person walking through the packed concourse like he belonged there. Descriptions said the figure was cheering hard during the wildest moments, like when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander hit clutch shots, or when Tyrese Halliburton pushed through before the Achilles injury news dropped after the series. Believers pointed to that energy and said it matched the passion X always showed when he talked about sports. For theorists, this was the perfect mix: a massive crowd, dim lighting, fast-moving cameras, and the excitement of one of the biggest games of the year. It gave them just enough mystery to claim he was right there in the middle of the action. This alleged sighting connected straight to X's well-known love for basketball. He had always rocked with the Miami Heat and often dropped sports references in his posts and freestyles, mixing athletic metaphors with raw stories about his struggles. Fans said that made the NBA Finals rumor feel way more believable. The rumor's origin traced directly to social media hype starting around June 6, 2025, right when the series kicked off. Fans started zooming dramatically into crowd shots from Game 7, pulled from ABC and ESPN broadcasts, claiming a mysterious figure's tats and posture matched old footage of X at major events, especially his iconic 2017 Rolling Loud performance. TikTok detectives and Reddit sleuths got to work, feeding the idea that this sighting tied into bigger narratives, including long-debated questions about his murder case and the timing of posthumous drops like the May 30, 2025 remix of Whoa, Mind and Awe featuring Juice WRLD. Social media blew the rumor up fast. Creative users made edits overlaying X's emotional tracks with dramatic NBA Finals highlights, pushing the theory that he might have been in Indianapolis, a smaller, quieter market perfect for laying low, or maybe Oklahoma City, drawn in by powerful underdog storylines. The visuals made everything feel intense, emotional, and cinematic. But when fact-checkers reviewed full stadium footage, the truth hit quick. The mysterious figure turned out to be a regular lookalike, with no matching security logs, no backstage passes recorded, or no arena staff backing any part of the story. Still, for a moment, fans loved imagining him cheering courtside at one of the biggest games of the decade. The NBA Finals sighting painted a picture of him enjoying huge life moments, but the most recent claim brings everything right back to something simple: a casual walk in public. Casual stroll through the streets. November 2025 delivered the newest alleged sighting, saying XXXTentacion was seen walking calmly in public. This rumor became one of the most grounded versions of the Alive theories. No secret islands, no concerts, no stadiums, just a quiet, everyday moment that made fans wonder if he really could be out there living a normal life somewhere, far removed from the chaos that once surrounded him. This claim said that more than 7 years after his murder, he was spotted taking a calm stroll through an urban or suburban area, possibly somewhere in Florida, moving through quiet parks or familiar streets in Miami or Broward County like he never left. People described him walking around as if nothing had ever gone down, blending into everyday life with a low-key ease. Witnesses painted a simple, almost everyday picture, him rocking relaxed clothes like comfy joggers and a plain snapback, with bits of his tats showing if you looked close enough. Folks said he might have been grabbing a quick coffee at a local shop, or just enjoying a peaceful walk around his old neighborhood, moving with that recognizable stride fans knew by heart. Theorists claimed this public appearance meant he was finally gaining confidence in his supposed new life. They believed he'd spent years laying low after what they thought was a carefully planned disappearance, something they imagined was meant to dodge tension with industry rivals or quietly distance himself from unresolved legal trouble tied to his 2017 witness tampering case and the domestic abuse allegations that were dismissed after his passing. In their minds, this walk symbolized him stepping back into the world again. Dedicated fans tied the moment to his introspective lyrics and emotional tracks like Everybody Dies in Their Nightmares, interpreting the casual walk as a symbol of rebirth or a fresh start. And with 2025 releases like the July 11th anniversary track The Way featuring Juice WRLD, some fans even claim the timing felt like a coded message hinting at his ongoing presence. The rumor hit social feeds around early November 2025, right as interest in his legacy surged again. The sighting spread fast through TikTok and X posts, with people sharing supposed proof, grainy clips of a lookalike calmly walking outside, edited dramatically with his most popular songs and bold captions like XXXTentacion spotted walking alive in 2025. The content grabbed huge attention, especially from fans still deeply connected to his music and story, keeping his name alive in a new wave of emotional discussions about what he meant to them and whether he could somehow still be out there living a normal life somewhere, far removed from the chaos that once surrounded him. The timing matched perfectly with all the cultural conversations happening around him. Even his Wikipedia updates showed Sad hitting over 2.1 billion Spotify streams by 2024 and continuing strong into 2025. A milestone some devoted fans insisted couldn't happen without him still being involved somehow.
That idea poured fuel on the rumor's momentum, especially among younger listeners who always connected deeply with his themes of loneliness, struggle, and raw emotion. The surge in attention made the November 2025 sighting spread even faster, pulling more people into the mystery and keeping his legacy at the center of online debates. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and share this video if you want more deep dives into stories just like this. Drop your thoughts below. Which sighting felt the most convincing to you? And if you've heard a theory we missed, let us know. Your support keeps these investigations going and helps the community stay connected.